However you're celebrating this festive season, when you shop with Gothic by visiting the link in the description, you can get 20% off their entire range when you use promo code JIM20, that's JIM20 at checkout. Gothic have been long-time supporters of the channel and I'm very pleased to be working with them again. Their jewellery is incredible and I can't recommend it enough. So please, follow the link in the description, use promo code JIM20 at checkout, and get 20% off the entire range. Thank you Gothic for sponsoring another video, and thank you for watching. My dearest, I write to you on this most fairest, felicitous, and festive of seasons to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, with all of the trimmings that it brings, or at the very least, that you have the capacity to stomach. What must it be like on the streets as I write? Are the roads laden white with powder, scarred by hoofs and feet? Do the innocent lambs falter and skid on the slippery sleet? Does the winter whisper fondly in the night, tapping on panes as you sleep? I know that, regrettably, it has been some time since I last corresponded with you, although perhaps not regrettable for you. It positively, unquestionably is for me. You know, of course, how much joy I elicit from putting pen to paper and then sending it to you. Sealed with a As such, I ask, with earnestness, how are you? How is the weather up there? I do so miss the moors and the meridian. Those distant, hollow howls that echoed across the prickly grass skin. Mud-red puddles dotting and demarking permutations left by where people have been. And that one bell chime chiming, whitewashing away everyone's sin. Oh, but how is your father? I should always ask, of course. It would be ignominious of me not to, after all, since the passing of his wife. Does he still suffer the terrors and the ailments? I recall that last I saw or heard, his head injury gave him cause to delight in denying the existence of cows. How queer, how strange. A cattle farmer, unable to accept the existence of his livestock, his livelihood. Accounting moo as mere fabrication with confusion. Do you speak of me with him often? Does he recall me at all? Or am I as those cows, a mere phantom of a memory? A life sadly forgotten, but frequently recalled, like a lost love or the dying grasp of a fading dream. Still, you will no doubt be happy to hear of my unrelenting, unabashed, and ubiquitous wellness. Yes, the doctors confirm me quite a marvel of the medical variety. A hearty heart made of strong sinews, garrulously gluttonous lungs gulping at the air as if it were their last meal, and a mind keen and unlikable to any others. Yes, I am most well, despite myself. And from the burbles I hearken, I understand the same is for you. That you are well, despite myself, mostly, and with a renewed vigor for the year ahead, I hope. Perchance improved upon news of my new station. With all the trimmings that it brings, or at the very least, that you have the capacity to stomach. For I will be seeing you again, will I not? Sooner rather than none, I certainly hope. It would do me great benefit to see your face once more. It brings me comfort, so. To look upon you as I once did whence we shared that one Christmas so long ago now. Do you recall? It was whereupon I decided the direction of my life, which has now afforded me such I have achieved and subsequently confirmed within me who I was supposed to be. Not just purported. A humorous thing, success, is it not? I have found time and time again this strange confluence of ability and want. There is a propensity for people, usually of managerial station, to conflate worth with want, to presume whereupon one is good at something, that therein it must also elicit joy through the act. But I ask, is that the case? Simply if one is successful in their vocation, that one must also adore it. No, I think not. For is it the case with myself? Though I am undoubtedly prodigious and perspicacious in what I do, I must confess that there is little to no elation in it for me. As much as a moo to your father. I am simply driven. As if drove by another, a shadowy shepherd, telling me which way to go and what to do. Not to pile praise to an unknown force, or remove the due application of it to myself, but that is often how it feels, at least. After all, had I not pummeled my profession with vigour? Surely imperfect at first, as we all are, but honed and perfected in time. As a characterless body of marble, we chip, 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 chip away until it resembles what we envisioned, our grand design. But until the work is complete, it appears almost as nothing at all. The metamorphosis of flesh from stone. Success. I have seen such success, and it had always been through succeeding itself. But you know this. You know all about this, about me, so there is no motivation to explain. My current motivation is simply to see you again. The one who inspired me to follow this path and travel it through to its contingent conclusion and delightful destination. I see it more as a promotion after all. And what better way to celebrate such an occupational apotheosis than on the birthday of Christ, our Saviour himself? Almost poetic, as if King James had transcribed this grand chronology himself, cutting at the page with determined lines as ink bleeds down, impermanently wiped away like tears. That is why I write, after all. Not just to you, though please, no cause for jealousy, as the additional materials are completed merely for posterity, a rather unresponsive counterpart at this point. Many bound books line my place of work, like an additional layer of protection from the outside world. Will they ever be read, I wonder? It matters not, as their purpose is to illuminate upon my demise. After all, greatness can only be truly achieved in death. The less natural, the better, I assure, as it is with such. Had Caesar simply ceased and not received 23 cuts, he would not be recalled. We are rarely recalled upon a bed, surrounded by those we love, but better remembered when slain in combat. Blasting cannons, or simply by how many we took with us, because they often say you cannot. Take it with you, that is. So then, it is about what we leave behind, but I conclude also who accompanies us beyond. Stabbed 23 times. Can you imagine? Do you still have that scar on your face? They rarely fade. But such insolvent subject matter for this, the most fairest, felicitous, and festive of seasons. What am I like? Only you would know, my oldest friend.
3 more minutes, prisoner. 3 more minutes.
Yes,
Back up.
of course. And here, the jingle bell tolls. My stay of execution was understandably denied. Such weight my crimes carried. My final meal was a cigar you will be interested to read. The gentleman next door informed me to fast before being ended, as it will decrease the amount of waste excreted from my corpse. During the show, which is what they call it. Regrettable, but necessary. Though, with no remorse or regret were my crimes conducted, of course. After all, I was merely following the crook of my drover. What drove me to crime? And, by hook or by crook, my design was to get you. The one who got away amongst the numerous who didn't. Wriggled off my lure and my knife, didn't you? But stole a kiss from my blade as you escaped. Others weren't so fortuitous, and I am cognizant that the losses and the moves in your father's head were my parting gift and doing. That brings me quiet comfort in these silent, cold nights. But greater still is the comfort I feel to know that you will be there when I go, that I will look upon your face with an unbroken gaze and say, thank you for being there with my eyes, to say farewell to me on this most fairest, felicitous, and festive of seasons, my last Christmas. Sincerely yours, forever in your mind.